Doth thou worketh? Alright, it's projecting something onto my screen, which I presume is indication of working. Alright. How's it going, Wilder Dashers? Today we'll be subjecting ourselves to some extensive mental anguish for everybody else's delight. I got no daily chests left. I was a greedy fuck and claimed them. So yeah, we're gonna be playing the number 100 demon, Zdoiac, which is quite frankly a very fun level. 3400? Okay, I'm like Prodigy, next base UK. Best player ever. Yeah, I've made it to the drop maybe a total of 3 times in my life. So I probably am not gonna make it to the drop too many times in the confines of the streams, if once. The robot, the pre-drop robot, whoever made that, I don't know, is just absolutely ridiculous in terms of when you compare it to everything else in the level. I just feel like nothing quite hits to the same level. I guess the duel at 38 kind of is some valid competition. But that entire section, from 8% all the way to the drop, is just beyond absurd. Shenanigans will ensue. You are about to witness a man play the first 5% of Zdoiac for the foreseeable future. Hold on, I gotta lower the quality of my personal stream preview because I quite frankly do not need for it to be projecting a 4K video on my second screen. My face is itching. Google says that means I'm dying. Hello Linux Pro E4D. Is that your full legal name? Okay, well, it's one thing to die pre-drop, it's another to die in the pre-drop. I'll just chalk that up to me warming up. It's actually like an off day. Like, I could normally beat this level on like the first try. Because like, my dog's getting married, so like I'm distracted, so I can't like play at full level. What do you mean what happened to my voice? I'm gonna check the stream preview on that. I'm guessing you were just referring to the impression I was doing. Hot shiggity, Zan. Are you inferring that I'm not speaking normally? Yeah, that 19% was actually kind of a thought. Can you play yes or no when the V? I would rather play the first 8% of Zdoiac repeatedly. I just really want to focus on chipping away at this level. With minor distractions. Well, minimal distractions actually, that's the proper way to put that. There's also the matter of me getting used to the stream setup. The fact that the microphone is where it usually isn't, which impacts my visual muscle memory just a touch. Eventually I will get accustomed to this and start being more consistent. Okay, well that is an unfortunate way to go. These are some egregious deaths. Your voice looked like Super Chat's voice. Is there one distinct Super Chat voice? I thought you could pick the voice module. I mean, I've been accused of sounding like an AI before, and I should probably take that as feedback of me being a little too monotone. Hello, Extreme Dash. Okay, well, I died to the literal first possible frame you could die in this level just then and there. I think that's a sign of what's to come. It'll just be 3 hours of me dying to that 8% robot. Zdoiac shenanigans? You read the title correct. I may have made a little typo. Oopsie tee. I think I'm just gonna brute force the beginning until I start getting a little bit more consistent with these first few inputs. Then I'll probably go on the start position copy and just chip away on it there. But when it comes to just playing a hard level in general, you just kinda gotta hit your head against the wall repeatedly. Even if it means dying to like 3%. 10,000 times in a row. I know this song, it's Sphere by Creo. That is correct indeed. You could in fact argue that this level popularized the song in the GD community. There were some levels that used it before, but I really feel like Zdoiac was the big catalyst that put it on the map of the Geometry Dash player base. I really want to specify that I'm talking about Geometry Dash here, because obviously Creo did have an audience even before Carmel popularized using his music in GD. With Black Blizzard, which is indeed a level. Okay. That's one way to die, I suppose. I usually die to the pink-yellow orb combo after that green one. So that's why I was kinda caught off guard by it. I'm having a feeling that you'll beat Zdoiac a bit quicker than you think you will. I mean, a level grind tends to be exponential anyway. Like, you'll chip away at it for the first 5%, and then you eventually start making progress, and then the progress will kind of skyrocket gradually. But I appreciate the compliment regardless. I mean, that's basically what happened to me with Bloodbath. It's like, it took me so many attempts to get to Michigan for the first time, and then eventually, I mean, I ended up making it to Etzer like a total of 10 times before I actually beat it. Which could be taken as a testament of failure, cracking under the pressure, but also as a testament of grit and willpower, as well as just consistency in general. The fact that you can even make it to Etzer that many times kind of says that you can beat the level. Okay, that's unfortunate. Every single input in that robot is just so unnecessarily precise compared to literally everything else in the level. that pre-drop is so much harder than most of the stuff around it. It's kind of like this level's Michigan. Because Michigan in Bloodbath is an early choke point that pretty much defines each and every run. Like, if you're somebody who's trying to brute force this level, you're probably gonna get your confidence up by the fact how quickly you made it past the entire first half of the level. Not half, but first part. And then when you get to the end of the wave and see this robot, all the hope just goes out of the window. When you realize what you're actually dealing with. That wasn't even a result of me talking, I just genuinely mistimed that. It's always so heartbreaking. You just commit to a jump and then halfway through the jump you just realize that it wasn't gonna make it. I mean, this is one of those levels that's bound to take me like 50,000 attempts minimum. So like, I shouldn't be surprised that it's gonna take me 500 attempts to make it to the drop. Okay, well, that time I didn't even get a chance. Just land me into the spike head first. I actually knew that I was mistiming the input as I was doing it, but then it's like my brain and hand are disconnected. Like, my brain knows what to do, but my hand cannot execute it. Which is basically just a mismatch in muscle memory. The only way to get around that is to just keep playing. And that's what I'm kind of doomed to do. My best in Bloodbath is like 60%, it's just not for me. I mean, if you have 60%, you can definitely beat it. Like, I assure you that once you're over the 50% mark, you're way more consistent than you think. Like, even when I was grinding it, if I sat down to play it, it probably took me a minimum of half an hour before I got the first run to Michigan, which made it feel like, oh, I'm just never gonna beat this. But if you're willing to just suffer through the heartbreak early on, you're gonna eventually get warmed up and more consistent as a result. That jump is so evil. It has to be a one-frame robot jump and timed basically perfectly. It's probably not like a frame perfect or anything crazy like that, but it's still a tight timing. Plus, frame perfects are kind of an overrated measurement anyway. Because a 60 frame perfect at 240 can range from... If you're playing at 240, a 60 frame perfect can be anything from 1 frame to a 7 frame window. Which is why it's just not that accurate of a measurement of difficulty. It's a fun little statistic to have, like, oh, this level has 50, 60 frame perfects. But it should never be used as a measurement of difficulty. And some people are now doing it for the impossible levels, like, Dex evasion is actually harder than whatever else because it has 1000 frame perfects in it. I mean, even Bloodbath has a 60 frame perfect in it, in Michigan. But it's kinda arbitrary. But I mean, yeah, when we have a game that gets this difficult, I definitely understand the fascination with trying to measure the difficulty. But there just unfortunately isn't any better way than to just trust opinion, and opinions are subjective. Okay, well, that is unfortunate. I have the notification mod, but for some reason the notification didn't become visible. That's what the sound was. So let's just put a start position here. I think we're half speed here. Oh, I cannot actually try that because the final start position is there. I just want to make sure that I can do the strip part. Is it because the stakes are low that I just go in? No, don't hit enter. It's a muscle memory thing. I always hit it in the editor. I just want to remove that start position I placed. I have multiple in this copy I made, but they're at the starts of parts. New rated level. I don't even know why I have that. Like, I haven't actually gotten any use out of that mod. Okay, well that's a very promising first attempt. I got really far there. Come on now, buddy. I mean, there's no promise that I won't die in the shift part. I mean, anything can happen, especially when you're under pressure. Do you know a mod called Demons in Between? I used to have it for the longest time, but I just quite frankly didn't agree with a lot of the mentions. So then I just ended up deleting it. Plus, I don't think the problem is that there aren't enough demons in between. I would much prefer a mod that separated the extreme demons. Because there's such a massive discrepancy between, say, Cataclysm versus Amethyst. And I just much prefer... And I suppose the tiers... The whole tier list system kinda serves that purpose. But other than that, like Extreme Demon, the distance between Cataclysm and Amethyst is much greater than the distance between the Nightmare and Cataclysm. Like easiest easy demon versus the easiest extreme demon. That's a way easier jump to do than to jump from Cataclysm to Grief or Thinking Space 2 or Amethyst or any of those. Which they're really... Well, I mean, Grief is harder than those two, just based on what I've heard. But even that, I don't know that firsthand because I haven't actually played any of those levels properly. So that's why I don't really participate in the debate. All I know is that the levels are muy difícil. Because the difference between Thinking Space 2 and Amethyst, quite frankly, probably isn't that large. Especially when you consider the fact that Amethyst's difficulty is rated with CBF taken into account, whereas Thinking Space 2 has a CBF blocker in it, if I understand correctly. So it's like Amethyst with CBF compared to Thinking Space 2 without it. And I don't think that's quite the fair comparison. It's like, which is harder, running a marathon with proper gear or doing a 100-yard dash in clown shoes? I don't know, it's all a bunch of gobbledygook anyway. Just play the game and have fun. And if somebody has a problem with that, just tell them to go away. Punch them in the face and call them a moron. I was pressing Z and X there because they're the checkpoint buttons. It's also some muscle memory, in case somebody accuses me of activating a macro. I mean, I have the green cheat indicator, but that's fakeable. Like, you could easily just go into the game files and change that. But then again, if I was cheating, there would be click discrepancy, which is easy to prove, because nobody can click perfectly. And if you can click perfectly, then you might as well just beat the level. Like, why are you even cheating at that point? Which is a question with cheaters in general. Like, why do you put all that effort into faking a run when you can just play normally? Because the effort it takes to make a convincing cheated run is sometimes greater than actually just practicing to get good. I mean, it could be just real, kinda like with kleptomania, where people don't actually steal because they want the stuff, they just steal because they enjoy the experience. I mean, Space UK basically said that was his motive, like, I'm just gonna go until I get caught. Which to me pretty much just says that it was kind of a project. It wasn't even a case of wanting to be the best players, it was more so just a game. Do you swear and do you level requests? I don't do level requests in the streams where I play a specific level. And I do swear occasionally. I try to avoid it, but sometimes I just say random stuff with no rhyme or reason. If I'm doing like a casual Geometry Dash stream where I'm just playing whatever, then I'm down for level requests, but if the stream is about me playing a specific level, like here with Zdoiac, then I prefer just keeping it about Zdoiac, with minimal detours. But I wholly appreciate you asking, Logan. Now where is that nomad fella? I mean, he always speaks of me playing Geometry Dash, and then when I'm actually playing Geometry Dash, he's nowhere to be seen. A fake fan, gosh darn it. I think my furthest run is the one to the blue or just before the ship. So almost to drop. Which is kinda like almost winning the lottery. I mean, the numbers were all one off, so like, you gotta give me like a consolation prize, a participation trophy. The lottery should have participation trophies. $1 million for everyone who buys a ticket. And that's such a brilliant idea. Unfortunate. I mean, I cannot even declare that to be the hardest input in the part when every input is crazy difficult. Oh, I'm like shrouded in darkness. Can I fix this easily? I mean, I can turn the lamp on. It kind of fixes it. It also blinds me. I must lower my mic a little bit so it's not in my way. Okay. Hey, I nailed the first input of the level. You gotta like. You gotta appreciate that, factoid. You know, I've never had trouble with that input before. The one after the blue pads. The blue pad extravaganza. And now I did nail that input, but I died to the second pink orb. Guys, this level is like hard or something. Like, now if I didn't know any better, I would assume that this level was rather difficult. Okay, and to the pink orb we die. Come on, buddy. Thank you. Okay. And to the pink orb we die. That angle was bad, so I kinda it threw off my muscle memory altogether. I'm not blaming outside circumstances. I'm just trying to say that it wasn't my fault whatsoever. And that if outside circumstances were different, that wouldn't have happened. That is unfortunate. I'm getting nostalgic for that one attempt where I got to the ship part. Well, I didn't even get to the ship part, I was one input away from the ship part. No, we're just gonna remember it differently. I actually beat this level earlier this stream. Like 2 times already. This is my 3rd victory lap actually. Hello, P-Wound. Or Pwound. You may correct me on that pronunciation. Which pronunciation was correct? Okay. See, I hit the green orb too late, which then prompted me to die to the half spike. There's a little known fact around these streets. What level are you playing? The second one? Is this like the second level in the game? You beat Stereo Madness and then it's straight to Zdoiac? Okay, I feel like you've gotten the hang of this geometry dash phenomenon. So here's an extreme demon for you. Ah, the second pronunciation. Found. Okay. Yeah, I'm playing Zdoiac, which has dropped all the way to number 100. Which is kind of ridiculous, considering this was the number 1 demon for like almost a year at one point. It was the first thing to officially dethrone Bloodlust. But there were actually levels that were number 1 before Bloodlust, it's just that now we've changed our minds about that. Like Plasma Pulse Finale was actually placed above Bloodlust, or at least debated to be harder, and nowadays the general consensus is that Bloodlust is harder. But there was just massive drama about it way back in the day anyway. Like all the top players were fighting about if Bloodlust deserved to be number 1 or not. And that was partially just because people got so mad at Noble Boy for taking so long. Like, that was definitely just the reason, so they wanted to make up some stuff. Basically just out of spite. And that's why End Level, one of the top players at the time, just declared everything to be harder than Bloodlust. Like, you could have given him back on track V2 and he would have pointed at that and been like, but that's actually harder than Bloodlust. But yeah, to my knowledge, Zdoiac is like the general consensus is that this is the first level to properly dethrone it. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of a blind spot, the Zdoiac era. Like, what then? There was the Golden Tartarus and all those levels, like, I don't know which game at which point. Because I was kinda checked out of the community for that period. See, I kinda knew that was gonna happen, but I already committed to that wrong timing, accidentally. I didn't mean to die there, it just happened. See, if I had a choice in the matter, I would have actually beaten the level there. Just randomly fluke it from 19%. Yeah, I actually just decided that I wanted to beat it, so... Yeah, I've actually made it to the drop just 3 times. Over the course of this entire grind. Just 3 runs that have made it to the drop. And I've put like 3,000 attempts into this. Let's just beat a medium demon. Which one? Was that your first medium? Okay. Into the spikes we go. Yes, first. Was it one of the popular ones or just like a random recent medium demon? I mean, I haven't heard of anyone who like beats a new demon as their first. They usually go for like the Nightmare or Platinum Adventure or I Spy with my little eye. Or the Lightning Rod, it's still a very popular pick. That was actually my first demon. back in 1.7, I believe, was when I beat it. The level came out way earlier than that, but I beat it in like 1.7. And that was before they had the demon difficulties, that it was just demon. There were no easy, medium, hard. Okay. That was close to getting to the ball part. It was reanimation. No, I haven't even beaten that myself. That's a pretty tough one for a first medium demon. Isn't it like 2 minutes long with the memorization boss battle at the end? Something like that. I thought the stream was lagging, but it's just my computer throwing a hissy fit. It was kind of almost like a unofficial sequel to Death Moon. At least that's what it was considered when it first released, back in early 2.0. And it's a level that's not really talked about that much, despite being one of the popularizers of the boss battle format. Because that level basically builds up to the boss battle at the end, and then you actually get to fight it. Like, it was probably the first level of its kind. Like, yeah, Sirius did have a boss battle in it too. But the level doesn't, like, build up to it. It just kind of appears halfway through the level. I myself very recently went back for skeletal shenanigans because I never actually went through with beating it when it was the event level. It's a very cool looking level, but not necessarily my favorite gameplay. Some parts are fun and then others aren't. Like, I think the swingcopter parts are actually very well made. Like, swingcopter is a hard game mode to make actually fun, and I think the level nailed it. But then some parts, like the cube part just before the boss battle, was a little weird for me. Now the boss battle itself is also brilliant. Like having it be randomly generated and still beatable. That was like the third to last input before the ship. I mean, it's only been like 40 minutes. I've gone for 3 hours before. Like, there's still so much room for success here. But had Ziggity Zam if this level isn't like a bloodletting. Unfortunate. But at least I'm showing some consistency now. Like, I will be able to make it to the drop eventually. Well, I mean, it's not guaranteed. I could go on for like the longest strike streak right now, with absolutely no way to combat it. But at least it infers capability. And that's enough of a goal for me. That'll do. Let me just check my notifications real quick. Okay. Nothing earth-shattering on me, Snowy. Cellular device, if you will. Okay. And to the low ceiling we die. See, I could already tell that was gonna happen. I mistimed the green orb and I just watched my robot descend. Or should I say ascend, because the gravity flipped. The gravity was flipped. Just fly to his doom. I mean, that is an absolutely ridiculous part, though. I keep reiterating it, but the pre-drop is just insane when you compare it to basically everything else in the level. The duel at 38 gets close. Also, the final wave in the entire level is kinda ridiculous too. It's extra brutal because it's so close to the end. 6-7. I have no idea how you even begin to pronounce your name. TT John Dwight. I don't know, I just kinda winged it. Did Jimmy Fallon also do the 6-7 bit? Like, doesn't a late night host contributing to it, like, basically kill it? No, I don't care, I still think it's comedy gold. It's just brilliant. 6-7 is like the Citizen Kane of our generation. All the greatest minds of history could come together and they couldn't come up with anything even close to it. In terms of comedic prowess. That was an unfortunate corner jump. The fabled attempt number is approaching. It would be a shame if somebody just hit Ctrl R on attempt 66. Okay. Not even past the first jump. No, it's happening. Mark your calendars. Generational hilarity. What type of demon is that level? It is a former top 1. Also, this is the funny number attempt. It's an extreme. Number 100 currently. Used to be number 1 like probably 8 years ago at this point. I don't even know. This game is old. It's outlived its purpose. And I'm old for having played it for so long. That is probably the most heartbreaking way to die post-robot. Like, that particular spike is just the biggest humiliation for anyone to endure. Also, I just reset the attempt counts on the funny number is ahead again. Okay, that is, once again, one way to go. There are many, and I chose that one. Are you playing with the reactions? John White, I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that anywhere near correctly. I saw those 100s. They don't cover the screen unlike on Twitch, but my peepers were laid upon that. Okay. There were so many times when I thought I was gonna die and then I ended up making it. But then I died to like the dumbest timing in the entire level. I wasn't actually paying attention. I didn't mean to click that, but I just wanted to see what the reactions were. There are 5 emotes in there total. It's such a weird feature anyway. YouTube just likes to add these random things. Some of them are harmless, and some of them are like AI dubbing. Despite literally no one wanting that. Okay. To the yellow orb we die. Moving the mic a bit. Doesn't actually affect my performance, but it's a placebo. It's not even a placebo, but it's a perceived placebo. A placebo, if you will. There's this loose bit of skin, I just wanna... It's providing some sensory overload. Yeah, I'm on the spectrum. And that's my entire personality. I'm gonna take a sip of some liquid. Neuron killing. I mean, I suppose I can die to that if I want to. It's not necessary, but it can happen. Well, that was even earlier than that. This level is 3.5 minutes long, and it just drags on and on. Get here I am insisting on playing it. For the amusement of no one. Other than some self-pride. Okay, that's becoming a problem now, like, I seriously gotta stop dying to that particular obstaculo. There, I went out of my way to focus on that timing. So the level has no excuses to the level. It's the level's fault. Like, if this level was easier, I could beat it. I did not know that you could hit that green orb that early and still survive. Well, this is what heartbreak feels like. Thank you for the go. Imagine dying to a triple. No problem. Is there a correct way to pronounce your name? Can I just call you John? I mean, my name is also hard to pronounce. But my name is cool, so that's why I'm keeping it. I was on the edge of the block, which then prompted me to jump up way higher than I thought I would. So let's turn off preview mode. I just put a start position here, since here is where I would realistically be. Let's just really learn those triple spike jumps, since apparently they're hard. Okay, this is a very worrying sign of things to come. I wanna practice that duel just a little bit. I didn't mean to exit the level. Here we go. And I get it first try. Okay, I'll see how far I go and I'll go back to normal mode after. Okay. I'm a new man now. Bring it on, buddy. I mean, I can bargain my way to convincing myself that this is doable. But it's never actually guaranteed. Okay, and to the pink orb we die. How peculiar. That spike? Seriously? I mean, I guess it's there for a reason, but still, I thought it was, like, implied. I didn't need to actually die to it. once again landed on the corner, which then made it impossible for me to land there properly. Would you say mistiming, but still an interesting mistiming? A very unfortunate predicament indeed. I also love how no one's commented on the fact that I have Geometrical Dominator in the thumbnail. I guess they look similar enough so no one even notices. It's always an option to die to that wave part, I suppose, like free will and all. It is faintly possible. I didn't mean to turn the audio on, I just wanted to see how far back the preview is. Slash how much delay there is on my stream. That is quite a few seconds of delay right there. That is always funny. Now if only that could not happen repeatedly. It's been one of those days. It's okay, at least I now know that I can beat it. Always choose happiness. Oh man, I died at 98. Well, at least I didn't die in real life. Yeah, I suppose you can die to that. I don't even know why I should be mad, it's actually just a hard jump. Like dying to a hard jump really isn't anything new. That one isn't a hard jump. You know, funnily enough. There's also something I don't see discussed that often is like fast click patterns that still require timing. Like you pretty much only see that used for waves. But you don't see like a lot of rhythmic fast clicking. And that's something I try to do with my left. Like just quickly to show off. Sunwalker. So hold on, can I find that one? Sai Unseen. I'll mute the song just in case it gets me claimed. Hold on, can I remember the pattern? The point is that it's a fast click pattern that requires for you to still time the fast clicks. Because there are lots of fake orbs here. I just don't think that's done a lot. I'll turn on the music once the level loads. There. And I just feel like it would be very satisfying to hear something that's like... Oh, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay, well, it's dropping frames probably. Also, I did not intend to die there. Just happened. And that's a lesson we can all take home. Things just happen. And there's nothing you can do to change that outcome. Okay, well that's an interesting way to die. So is that actually. See, the reason why you keep dying is because you don't have show hitboxes on death. That would make this grind so much faster for you. Hold on, can I get rid of this? No, I cannot, it's just there now. YouTube is not receiving enough smooth video. Hey, it disappeared. I complained, and all my problems dissipated. The second I realized that I hadn't clicked it at the right time and that, like, the window is already closed, I still clicked because there was a faint hope, but in my heart of hearts I just knew that I was already dead. Also, I passed the 1 hour mark. That's like a milestone. No one's ever streamed this long in one sitting before. 1 hour? You must have no life. And to the spike we die. My back itches, or shoulder rather. Okay. I didn't have to die to the wave part, but it still occurred. That's a fun fact. Bet you didn't know that one before. Almost died to those spikes at the top there. That wave part is like hard to read because it moves. Hit that green orb way too late. And it's a series of heartbreak you just have to watch unfold as you realize you did it, because that death comes way later. It's like placing an Amazon order. You hit the input, then you just watch the death roll in. I guess that's an option. Within the realm of possibility. Like, you totally can die there. That's an interesting little factoid. I'm kinda relying on muscle memory, like I'm not really focusing that much on the level. Which is kinda how I do these long grinds anyway. Like, you're not gonna beat anything like this by just sight reading it anyway. Like, you're gonna rely on just pure muscle memory, which you accumulate over time by playing the level for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of attempts. And even then, there's still a huge factor of luck. Granted, the attempt count tends to be smaller for better players, but the attempt count is never just 1. Unless the level is extremely easy anyway. That is unfortunate. Shad, Mein Puppenvater-Putenschnitzel ist zu groß. My chair keeps getting unadjusted in a very, very balloonious way. That is a word because I just made it up and defined it. And now you will use it on a daily basis. I'm down to go for another hour at least. Maybe. But I don't know how much longer than that. I mean, I could totally PB. But you never know. That is indeed not what I want you to do. In fact, I would have preferred if you have made it past that obstacle. Obstáculo. Este obstáculo es muy difícil. I'm pretty sure it's esto obstáculo, not esta. Whatever, it's the same word anyway, it doesn't change anything. Who cares if I make an egregious grammar mistake that makes everything I say completely non-understandable? I guess we're dying to that now. That was technically the second input and not the first one. Yet I still died. Very early. Oh, that was actually the third input. I didn't even take that first spike into account. My brain over no good sometimes. Let's take another sip. Unlike Badabun. Now I just need to take bites of some pizza. And the cycle is complete. I did not anticipate you being able to make that jump despite hitting that orb that late. That is very interesting. You see, I didn't actually want that to happen, contrary to popular belief. Well, those two orbs are probably close to the most common death in that part for me, so it's not that big a wonder that I died there. But you never want to lose in this game, you wanna win. And when that doesn't happen, you throw a tantrum. Let's go. Okay, well I died a little later than I anticipated, but I still died. You see, I thought I hit the green orb way too late, so I just assumed I was gonna die to the half spike. So I was kinda shocked to make it past it. That is an evil jump, and I keep reiterating it. Okay. I guess those little crown spikes are also a valid spot to die. I did not mean to smack the microphone, and I apologize for that. Yet you keep hearing the loud ass clicks right next to the microphone. Dying to the half spike. Well, dying to that robot, it's just par for the course. Like, it's part of the process. You're not gonna get around that when you're grinding for this level. It's probably the biggest roadblock to anyone who wants to go for this. Just how ridiculously difficult it is to make it to the drop. Okay. You just gotta have to mentally accept the fact that you're gonna die there. Like, just sorta go here without any expectations and accept all the outcomes that come at you. Which is kinda how you do these difficult grinds in general. Like, you just kinda have to accept the fact that there might be hours upon hours of you playing with absolutely no progress. And eventually you might come up victorious. Hold on, let me turn on the ceiling light, because I'm shrouded in darkness right now. Let me just see if that does anything. It's a little better. But it's not good, but it's better. And now I have two sources of light in my peripheral. Hello, rare Zdoiac or rare Zdoiac, I don't know how you pronounce that. You be sure to correct me. That was actually just like a... Yeah, screw it, I'ma jump at the saw blade and see what happens. I heard there's something real tasty hidden inside there, so let me just take a look real quick. Yeah, it's alright how you pronounce. I'ma just go with Diego. Those are the nuclear launch codes. If you input those into your cellular device, everything within a 5-mile radius just blows up. I do welcome you though, Munyatra. Okay. Okay, I die to that now. Turns out, this level is rather hard. I'm also kinda jumping because my hardest is Bloodbath, which is like number 700 something. And this level, despite falling off quite a lot, is still number 100. Ah, thank you, Diego. So nice of you to say. I mean, I consider myself pretty good at this game, but I don't think I'm like anywhere near like the top. I mean, it's not even a matter of thinking, it's actually just a fact. Like, I could not compete with the doggies of the world. It's a doggy world out there. But I thoroughly do appreciate the compliment. deserve a sub. You deserve a sub and a like. I never really ask for them, like, if somebody wants to give me them, I always accept them with open arms. But I never go really out of my way to ask for subs or likes, because the thing about subs is that I kinda just upload whatever I want on the channel. So then when you sub, you might be expecting certain type of content. And then when I don't upload that kind of content, it's like leading to disappointment. I do play Geometry Dash pretty often, but it's not the only thing I do on the channel. But hey, if you're enjoying yourself here, that's all that matters. I almost died to that pink orb there. And I did die to that yellow orb there. It's so funny how much harder that robot part is than this beginning. Like, the first 7% is free in comparison. Well, it's not like easy, but it's way easier. It lulls you into a false sense of security. Is this an insane demon? It's an extreme. It's number 100 right now. It used to be number 1 like 7 years ago, maybe 8 or 7 years ago. But nowadays it's fallen way off. But it's also kind of nostalgic. It was a number 1 for a pretty long time, but then it obviously fell off eventually. I think the golden was the first thing to dethrone it. And then we got a bunch of levels after that. Tartarus, Slaughterhouse, Acheron, Silent Clubstep, Zakup, and Circles. And that's just the number 1s. There were obviously also lots and lots of levels that weren't number 1 in between. Okay, well, to the spike we descend. That spike is actually kind of camouflaged. It's so dark, so it blends into the background. That's why this level is hard, because you can't see. And not because the timings are so tight. And it's kind of funny, because back when this level came out, people actually thought this was like the peak of human limit. And now it's just number 100. I beat all main levels, so I'm not that good. Beating all the main levels still puts you at like the top 5%, I think. Like, that is no easy feat. Like, back in 2014, when Clubstep was brand new, people couldn't believe their eyes at what they were seeing. And while the community has obviously progressed from that point, the fact of the matter is that to a new player, Clubstep is still absurdly difficult. Like, I had a friend who doesn't really play this game that much, and I dared him to play Clubstep, so he then went and played a copyable of Clubstep because he didn't have it unlocked. And he couldn't make it past 5%. He started a practice run and it took him like 300 attempts to get to the ship part. Like, don't belittle beating all the main levels. Especially Deadlocked, like that's got 3 times speed wave in it. Which is surprisingly hard to master. Like, if you're good at the wave, you kinda take it for granted. But a new player is so confused when they first even try the wave. And even once they figure out the control scheme, they still have a lot of trouble actually balancing it. So to beat Deadlocked is really not to be belittled, even if a lot of people have done it. Speaking of waves, I wanna play the ending of this level for just a little bit. It's dropping some frames. Is it on LDM? It is. Okay, it's just because I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm good at the wave, that's why I copied Sonic Wave 2. I mean, that's a good level to chip away at the wave. I almost did that wave first try. Okay, it's that little mini wave transition that kind of throws me off. Hold on, let me check the audio balance. Okay, it's pretty good. You can hear my voice just fine despite the music being very loud. There we go. Took me a couple tries. I would like to donate to you. It's a good thing I don't have the button. You ain't wasting your hard-earned dollars. Nah, you can't even, because I'm not a partner and I don't wanna incorporate any kind of PayPal links or anything like that because it's just extra gray hairs. I thoroughly appreciate the sentiment. But you absolutely do not need to. Let's try to do an 87 to 100 real quick. I kinda saw that coming. That little orb timing, or wall part. My brain ain't working no more. It's salty soda I drink. Okay, let's not waste too much time on that. This part is also very difficult, despite being very slow. It's just got some kind of tight timings, and that ship transition is a little confusing. Even when you do know the click pattern. I mean, this level overall, despite not being anywhere near the #1 spot, it's still notoriously difficult. It's also 3.5 minutes long. Let's just play from the start, I'm kinda killing time. I kinda wanna see what this looks like with the ULDM. I mean, I can already notice the difference. It's actually kinda throwing off my muscle memory because I'm used to the level looking different, so my brain is like, wait, why is it different? And then I'm just not playing. Is this your... Probably not. It's... I like the level, but it's not my favorite. I don't even know if I have like a one-size-fits-all favorite level, really. There's this one thing I'm working on. And I don't know, it might become my favorite thing. Just because it's mine. But this level is slightly harder than Zdoiac, based on my playtesting. So I'll probably beat or verify this once it's finished, after I'm done with Zdoiac. So this level here, I'm not showing the full layout right now because it's just massive detour. But I've really started to like this level after I got to working on it. And this part has no background yet. There are also some classic levels that I really like from back in the day. I think Bloodbath has a very soft spot in my heart. It's got some jank to it, but at the same time the jank is kind of charming. Actually, now that I know what my favorite level is. It's Windy Landscape. This level is so ridiculously, the Fat Rat is notoriously copyrighted. This level's gameplay is yet to be topped. It's... Once you actually get good enough to play this level, it's so much fun. Like, I recommend this as a stepping stone to everyone looking to get good at the game. Even if you're somebody who, like, jumps from, I don't know, Clubstep to Bloodbath, like, just go back for Windy Landscape. It's such a good level. Yeah, just wanna get one decent attempt before I... Okay, for some reason I suck at that slope jump. But yeah, this level is just very good. I did not mean to smack the microphone like that. Sorry if your ears got a little massage from it. You completed this? Wow, Windy Landscape. It used to be my hardest. But then I eventually beat Ice Carbon, Diablo Axe, then Cataclysm, and then finally Bloodbath, which remains my hardest. And now I'm trying to jump to Zdoiac, which is way harder than Bloodbath. Let me actually... Since I'm already taking so many detours, let's do this real quick. I'll put in a couple attempts. All time's sake. Okay. I think that's enough of that. Is it like 90th on the demon list? Windy Landscape hasn't been on the demon list in a long time. It was considered extremely difficult back in 1.9, so like 2015. But it's an insane demon, not an extreme. And you simply cannot get anywhere near the demon list without the level being an extreme demon. Even something like Cataclysm isn't even in the top 1000 anymore, despite being an extreme demon. And Bloodbath is like number 700 something. Actually, Zdoiac is number 100 right now. So that should give some scale as to how hard the Lich Demons actually are. I'll read that message soon. Oh, okay. I can see in my peripheral that there's a message, but I cannot read it during a run. I could make that possible though. Actually, let me try something real quick. I tried Bloodred and I got 41%. I mean, that's very good. All the way to far. Like, that's past Michigan, which is probably the hardest part of the entire level already, so... Like, you could totally beat it if you just... try. Hold on, is this game borderless? It is. But for some reason it's just not always on topping that properly. Okay, I think I saved it. The internet went out for a little bit there. Okay, I cannot make it work. I tried to do a little thing where the chat would be more closer to my level. How old are you? I'm 23. So like extremely old, but at the same time like a baby. I mean, compared to the Geometry Dash community, I'm grandpa status. But goddamn you kids, back in my day, we didn't have no click between frames. We had a 140 and a gaming mouse. That was it. No, it's dropping frames again. Dost thou not know how to behave? My internet is throwing a tantrum and a half. Okay, now it's better. I'll just wait this out and see if the internet fixes itself. I hope the stream is at least somewhat watchable. But there really is no telling now, is there? My nose is itchy. That is not a place you have to die. Yet, I still did. Did that recover it? I mean, it's... Okay, it seems to be doing something that faintly resembles working. But it's still giving me the red color instead of the green color. I don't know how much of the stream was lost there, but... At least we're back. We're so back. That was a very, very gutsy way to do that wave part right there. I almost died to the spikes. The moving ones, if you will. I suppose there is a spike there and you can die to it. Yeah, Diego, if you're still here, just let me know if the stream is working. Did you get my answer to the question? Or did it cut off before that? I should maybe look at the game to have some hope of actually properly getting these timings. Okay, and to that spike we apparently die now. I've made so many mistakes, yet I just outlived my death sentence there on so many occasions. I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel page just to make sure that I'm still live. And somehow try to play with my left hand at the same time. It's displaying something, and I take that as me being live. I just didn't jump at all there for some reason. Like my hand just stopped moving. Did I just get the ULDM's call? And up I go over the pillar. Okay, the pink orb of doom. My brain just flat out forgot that there was a black orb there. Like I actually just lost that bit of information from my mind. Okay, I think this is the deflation bit. It's like we're past the warming up and now we're to the deterioration. Can you please guess where I'm from? I mean, the name Diego suggests that it's some Spanish-speaking country. But it could be any one of them, for all I know, because I quite frankly don't know the nuances of the differences of them. But my first guess would be Spain or Mexico. But even that is a shot in the dark, because it could just be your username is Diego and you're actually from somewhere else. Then there are a bunch of South American nations, as well as just Central American nations. I mean, could also just be from the US. Or Canada, for that matter. No. The country is in Europe. Okay, well, if it's not Spain, then it could just be any one of them. I mean, there's a lot of countries in Europe. Probably not the UK, I would say. I'm gonna say France. That's my shot in the dark. I mean, I could just list off a bunch of nations at this point, like France, Germany, Belgium, Poland. It borders the Black Sea. I quite frankly don't know where the Black Sea is. Hate to admit that. Is that like near Greece or something? Italy? I mean, yeah, that's... Italian is another one of those Latin languages. So I suppose it could be. I mean, I know the Dead Sea, or is it the Black Sea? Are they the same thing? I know it's pretty south in Europe. But my mental geography is very poor, I admit. Countries that border the Black Sea: Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Turkey. Okay, so it's like near the Balkan region. So down pretty south. I must say Turkey. Yes. I don't know, I just felt like it probably is in a Slavic country. Complete shot in the dark. No. So that's why I went with Turkey. Or was it wrong? I don't know what that yes was for. It's kinda hard when there's delay in the stream and it's not Turkey. Are you from the Balkans at all? Sorry for the yes. Nah, you don't need to apologize. This is a very confusing way to communicate in general. One person is typing and one person is talking, so it's like it's bound to lead to some confusion. I'm from the Balkans. Okay, well then it's a 50-50 shot between the two remaining options. Well, I don't know. I don't think I can brain my way through this. Like, it's either with Bulgaria or Romania. I might just say Romania, since I think that has a slightly higher population. But that's just playing the odds. Why do I keep doing that jump there? Yes, it's Romania. Okay, well that was a 50-50 shot after like 10,000 wrong questions. Like, just guessing every single European country. No, no, no. I mean, all I know about the Balkan region is just the memes. Can I guess yours? I mean, you have my accent, but sure, go ahead. I probably told it on my channel many times anyway. A fun little side game as I torture myself with this extremely difficult level. Este nivel es muy difícil. United States. Is my accent that good? Not United States, but it's a very good guess considering just internet traffic. English-speaking internet traffic in general. UK? Nope, not UK. Starting out with the English-speaking nations, I see. I like the way your mind works. mean, I'm pretty sure I've said it in a video before, so you could just cheat and look through my channel. Actually, it is just displayed on my channel. Like, you could just cheat and look it up. Not Canada either. Oh. Then you just gotta come back. I guessed it, I guessed it. Not in the English speakers. No, if you're still playing, I'm assuming. I mean, if you looked it up, then there's no reason to play, but if you didn't, then... Is it in North or South America? It's in neither. Take another sip real quick. Then my neurons be fried. Okay. Asia or Europe? Europe. I'm not gonna get any more specific unless you specifically asked for a hint. I mean, you have my appearance and my accent. Those are some strong clues. They don't necessarily pinpoint it, but they can give you an idea of the general location. Ah, shucks. And I got so far into that robot part. Este nivel es muy difícil. Sweden? Very close, but no. Jumped way too high. Finland is correct. And I'm pretty sure it's just visible on my channel if you go to the page. Did I switch to my left hand to play again? Yeah, it's just on my channel page if you click the info button. Let me switch to my right hand, because playing with my left one is very suboptimal. It's easy to play like cube parts, but I could not do a ship section like this. And that jump was way too high. I didn't look it up, I swear. No, I didn't suspect you. I mean, it's a stupid game, like, well, not a stupid game, but it's, like, a silly game, anyway, so, like, for you to cheat in it, it's just, like... It's like cheating in a family game of Monopoly, like, what do you have to gain? So, that's why I don't suspect that you did. But I bet you can't guess my blood type. That's a fun game. Is it O-? Well, that sucks, because I was in need. I've been getting a lot of 10% attempts. It's like I'm getting so close to the drop, but not quite there. I wonder if I'd get more views if I put the percentage in the title. How old do you think I am? My first guess would be probably like... I'm gonna say 13. Just based on grammar and the fact that you play Geometry Dash. Because a lot of Geometry Dash players are very young. It's not even a mark against you, it's just stereotyping based on the Geometry Dash player base. Because I'm definitely an outlier. There aren't too many people my age playing this. No. I took my S key out and I put it back so it paused the game there. I'm just really trying to get to the drop here. And this little pre-drop card here is not yielding whatsoever. Grammar doesn't matter because my keyboard is correcting my English into Romanian. Yeah, that too. And I mean, it's not that big a deal anyway. Like, I know what you're trying to say, so even if you make way more egregious mistakes, it's like... doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. I find myself rather bedeviled by the fact that you aren't communicating as efficiently as a human being could, potentially. Thine English prowess is lacking. Like, as long as we both know what we're trying to say, it's not a big deal whatsoever, regardless of what the reason is. I hit that pink cord too late. You have 10 more answers. I mean, that's a lot of guesses. I could just list off random numbers and I'd eventually probably get it. I'm gonna say 16 because that's a nice round number. It's an even one. And usually kind of a milestone age. No. No. Mi fácil. 9. Holy bejeebus, you are very young indeed. Watch out for when you're on YouTube. There's some heinous people out there, I tell you what. I mean, the GD player base is pretty young. No, I'm not 9, it's 9 answers remaining. I just love the amount of miscommunications, it's bordering on a farce. Are you over 18? Tell us that. No. Well, I presume it's somewhere between 13 and 17 then. I don't know, it's kind of an arbitrary game anyway. It's like a game of guess what number I'm thinking of. No, 7. That would probably make you then under 13, which... I warn you about the dangers of the internet. There are boogeymen out here. I tell you that 13 is the closest. Yeah, I presumed. One. Does the ULDM actually do anything? closest one I meant. Okay. Well, the next guess would be 12 then. And from there I just go down by one until I'd get it. Like with 8 guesses left, I would just eventually get it. Because I highly doubt you are younger than 4. No. I descended way too low into that yellow orb. I mean, you can just reveal the answer because it's like, I'm just gonna guess down until I eventually reach it. It's like a mate in 5. It's like I had to stand up a little bit because my seat cushion fell down and I wanted to put it. It's 11. Okay, at least over 10. I think I started using social media when I was 12 myself. So like I'm not gonna turn into a teacher here. I made my first YouTube video when I was 13. I'm adjusting my position here a lot. Because this chair is very hard. Can I guess yours? Didn't I say it already? Or was that when the stream cut off? I mean, you can, but you can probably pinpoint it because I gave some strong hints there. Even if the stream did cut off. Okay, I didn't hold down the button long enough for it to register that input. Shucks. I didn't mean to die there, it just happened. And that's okay. What matters the most is the friends we made along the way. More or less. Do I have that many wrinkles? It's less than 38. I'm pushing 90. Can you try? I'm not doing level request right now. Unfortunately, Tito likes bread. Oh, okay. How does the stream look in terms of image quality? No, my webcam is like a pixelated mess. No wonder I like 38. But I'm guessing the voice because I can't see the screen. Nah, I don't take that as an insult at the end of the day. 27 more or less. Still less. I mean, I'm just poking fun. I would just find it even funnier if you were like, are you 70? I don't know, you just strike me as 70. 20? I'm not 20. Okay, and I bonked my head. Plus, I mean, there's just the fact that I remember what it was like to be a kid. And when you are a kid, there quite frankly is no difference between like a 40-year-old and a 25-year-old. I am more than 20. Less than 27. And it's only when you get, like, it's kind of interesting how the perception of age evolves, because when you're a kid, like, all adults are just the same to you, like, whether they're, like, if you're like a 5-year-old and you're looking at an 18-year-old, you cannot tell them apart from, like, a 35-year-old. Also, yes, it's 23. You got it. You had like a 1 in 7 chance. Well, I said more than 20, so... 1 in 6 chance. Basically a dice roll. But yeah, like, when you're like, I say 12... Like, you can tell an 18-year-old apart from a 25-year-old, but you can't really tell a 25-year-old apart from, like, a 35-year-old. But then when you actually get to 20, you can't really tell a 5-year-old apart from a 7-year-old anymore. Alright. When you get past 20, it's like the difference between a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old is also, like, you cannot even tell anymore. So it's kind of fun. And I imagine that once you get to like age 50. I get that too. What are you watching on if you can't? Is your chat like covering the screen or something? I mean, my webcam is very pixelated anyway, so... That too contributes, like even if you could see. YouTube is throwing a temper tantrum once again, how peculiar. I imagine this will blow over. Nope. Nothing hidden inside that little saw blade there. Good thing I checked, though. I can see you, that's why. Oh no, that's the old message. I reread it. Accidentally. could do my homework. Bye. Okay, have fun with that, Diego, and thank you for hanging out. I don't know, I'm just laughing at the idea, like... There was no malice there whatsoever, but I just really find it so funny, the idea of... like a kid pointing to me and being like, "Are you a 90? I mean, it's kind of like the South Park bit where Ike was like, "Okay, Grandpa," to Kyle, who was like... Kyle is like 9 years old and Ike is like 4 maybe. That's just the idea of him calling his brother a grandpa. I get the message. Okay. The message basically just said okay to something else I sent, so it doesn't require my immediate attention, yet I gave it my immediate attention. Hold on, how long has the stream been going? Does it tell me? Hold on, is it still the same stream or did it split into 2? Okay, it got rid of the first half of the preview, but it's probably gonna combine them after it's processed them, after I'm done with the stream. But yeah, I've been live for a total of 2 hours, even though it says 40 minutes. Which means I'm probably gonna call it real soon. Let's say 270. When the attempt count hits 270, I'm ending the stream. That's like a nice little round-ish number. That's also coincidentally my age. Am I an unk? Grandpa, you're an unk. Sure, Grandpa, you're an unk, alright. Old people tend to appreciate it when you show them some compassion. Mistimed that. It's been such a long time since I've even made it to 10% here. I've put like hundreds upon hundreds of attempts into this level in this one sitting, and not once did I hit the drop. I almost mistimed that robot jump. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a one frame away from dying or something. Because of how close that got. I did not need to spam that many times. My brain is mush. No cognitive functions operate no more. Well, that was a neat little jump there now, was it? I think I might continue Moneybagsless tomorrow. If I stream tomorrow, that is. I probably have some other series lying around that I've completely forgotten. I mean, there was a Minecraft thing I was doing. I did get started on Jack and Dexter, but I should probably just dump my own copy and play through that, meaning that it would start over and not be a series effectively. Spyro Hero's Tale is also an option. I could just play that. Call this the final attempt. Are you ready for some badassery? You cannot write that. You cannot write that. I declared it my last attempt and that's when I PB. It was only by 1%, but hot mother flipping it, darn. Really running out of swear word substitutes here. I'm borderline lightheaded here. Well, that's a very high note to end the stream on. Hope you enjoyed, anyone who is watching this either right now or in post. That's gonna be it today for this particular bit of audiovisual interactive entertainment. Yeah. So with all of that being said, I bid you farewell. Good night, wherever you are.